Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. I am your host, Connor from Crypto Empire, and we have yet another Crypto Empire Sunday live stream. Before we get started with the show, I want to welcome everybody to today's live audience. Big shout out to Bicho Brazil, all the way from Costa Rica, with us nice and early at the start of the stream. We also have Reverend Flashback with us nice and early, and Jazzy saying Alpha incoming, absolutely. Thank you for your support, Jazzy. We got Ian M saying present. Let's get it, fam. Good to see you, Ian. Right here at the start of the live stream, we have a lot to discuss today. It's going to be an awesome value-packed show, so be sure to stick around till the end. And we also have Andrea saying, yo, my man Connor's back in the house. I never left, but I am making another appearance for the Crypto Empire Sunday live stream. It's time to get down to business. Also, big shout out to GT Nuts saying, hope we get dumpage equals bag fill time. Yeah, I do think we will get that opportunity to fill our bags at lower prices. I'll be discussing that in this stream. And we also have Sniff saying, many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be. And they're trying to take my life away. Good to see you, Sniff. Shout out to 50 Cent as well. We got Julio saying, good to see you, Connor, and Mike B1800 in the house. All right, guys, let's get started with our crypto market overview. Really appreciate the support nice and early in the live stream. I hope you all had an amazing Thanksgiving with your family. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, if you're outside of the U.S., I still hope that you had an amazing day. Let's hop into our crypto market overview right now. So, taking a look at CoinGecko right now, we have a market cap of $879 billion. We have been very flat, a very boring, slow, choppy weekend for the most part. A few coins, like we can see Dogecoin here in the middle of my screen, is up 16% on the day. But for the most part, everything is flat, no movement, and we are anticipating the next move here in the immediate short term. All short-term moves are only to be taken as trades. I'm still overall bearish, risk off on the market right now. I do think that we will head lower in wake of the FTX collapse. We haven't seen the full front of the contagion. We still have the digital currency group and Genesis, the lending platform, in hot water. Grayscale still in hot water. Maybe that won't come to fruition for another couple of months. Who knows? But still, a lot of companies are illiquid, insolvent, and we are still not yet able to see the full impact of that FTX collapse, which is why I'm still risk off. Plus the overall macroeconomic outlook, still very bearish. Fed continuing to raise rates. Maybe they're hinting that they're going to slow down the raising of rates, but they're not saying that they're going to stop raising them altogether. So still a risk off environment right now, which is why I am still leaning on the bearish side for the market. And we're going to be discussing when that's going to flip actually in this stream, because like all cyclical markets, everything moves in cycles. Right now we're in a bear cycle. We're in crypto winter. We just finished the crypto summer. Right now we're going to go into spring when that next halving comes around, and then after that comes another summer season of massive growth and gains. But we are not there just yet. Now, looking at the gainers and losers on the day, we have a lot of coins that aren't very popular, that nobody's really ever heard of, up big today. We have Flux, though. We have StepApp, FitFi up 20%. Dogecoin really is up 16%, and we have KDA Cadena up 15% as well. So some coins are moving today, but for the most part, your main blue chips are flat right now. And looking at the biggest losers, mainly fan tokens for the World Cup. We also have Evmos down 15% on the day. So really, mostly flat, but we have a few outliers with some coins that currently have a narrative right now. So with that being said, let's go ahead and catch up with the live chat. Big shout out to Stefan saying Cello 30%. Good to see you, Stefan, in the live chat. We have Rigoberto saying good day, everyone. What's going on, Rigoberto? And we also have Ala saying hope one more leg down. Let's get into that right now with our Bitcoin technical analysis. So looking at my chart on Bitcoin, again, not much has happened here. Let's head on over to a daily price chart. And on our daily, we get a clear picture of everything that's happened over Thanksgiving weekend. And clearly nothing has happened over Thanksgiving weekend. We have 4 really narrow price action candles, barely any movement, trading in a pretty tight range here. And the main resistance on the chart is currently $16,600. Price has not been able to close above that level on the daily since over here on Saturday, November 19th. Basically, 8 days ago, we were up above this line, but we have not been able to close above 16,600. Now, here in the immediate short term, I do think it's possible that we do pump up and get above this line. We currently are coiling up quite hard at this moment in time. Right, price action is getting tighter, and we are consolidating right underneath resistance. So we have our main support resistance level at 17K, and then we have the supply zone up here from $17,500 to $18,000. All right, even if price does get here, which I do think is possible, does not mean that the bottom is not gonna the bottom is in and we're not gonna go any lower from that point. Even if we do get a nice bullish pump out of here and get to these levels, I'm still bearish on the market, and I would be looking for shorts up here, especially in the range high supply zone, right? Especially up here if price does make it up. So what you need to know right now is I'm actually bullish in the immediate short term. Playing this market right now is like playing with fire. It's extremely low volume. We can head back over to the daily price chart, and we will go to the Coinbase chart so I can demonstrate to you the volume we have. If we look at the volume for yesterday and today, put your eyes towards the bottom of my screen, you can see it's even lower than the normal weekend trading sessions that we have, right? So really playing this market is super high risk. I would not be using crazy high position sizes for your trades right now, especially as day trades on a Sunday, right, with Thanksgiving holiday weekend. I am expecting things to be picking back up when the futures markets open in a few hours from now and we have a normal trading session again. But for now, it's super low volume, very dry, very choppy, which is why I'm saying it's not the time to be risking crazy big amounts. Of course, money is all relative, risk is all relative, depending on where you are with your own financial journey, you could say, right? So a small amount for me might be a super large amount for you, and maybe even vice versa, right? So depends on your risk profile right now, but for the short term, I am bullish. I am waiting for price to actually go ahead and break out. I'm in a long with my stop loss just beneath the bottom of my green box here. All right, so we'll see what does happen here with Bitcoin in the immediate short term. Now, one thing to note is the next Bitcoin halving is actually a year and a half away right now, 482 days from now, estimated to be March 24th of 2024. Okay, so we're over halfway there, and Bitcoin has 4-year cycles. So there's a ton of doom and gloom right now, but it's not going to stay like that forever. The best move in terms of your portfolio, in my opinion, right now is to have a lot of cash on the side. A few weeks ago, I was up here in my live stream saying that I was 60% in cash, and I'm still 60% in cash. Maybe it wasn't the smartest decision to deploy so much capital when prices, were around 20K, 19K. But it is what it is. I made that decision already. But luckily, I still have the majority of my assets kind of waiting on the sideline right now, because we're going to have so many opportunities for really, really good deals in the next few months. It could even be weeks that we see the market kind of just lose itself and really start to fall rapidly with all this FTX drama and the contagion that it is bringing with it. But definitely, you need to have your eyes on the bigger picture. You cannot only be thinking short term. If we head back to the chart and we go to our BLX, on the weekly, we can see over here from peak to bottom how long this actually took. And last time around, it took 364 days. From the all-time high, December of 2017, to the bottom in December of 2018, around 1 year later, this took 364 days. Now, if we look where we are now from the all-time high, we're already past that point, if you were wondering, by the way. So at this current moment in time, we're 378 days past the previous all-time high in November of 2021. Let's not forget, we had a really nice rally back up to around 14K on Bitcoin, 13, 14K. And then we formed a double bottom all the way back down here below $4,000. All right, so even if we do get a super nice rally out of this drama, it still doesn't mean in a few months from now we're not going to go ahead and retest lows. The point I'm trying to make right now by showing you this data is that you need to be patient. You really need to exercise patience here over the next few months. We all want the market to start flipping green right now and to see these huge green candles and all this positive stuff in the media about crypto again. But we really need to stay grounded and understand that we're still some time away from that. It's still going to take a while for that to happen. Bare minimum, we're looking, I would say, late Q1 next year. Q2 is when things are really going to start flipping bullish again. And we can really start talking about, the bottom has already been in. But as of right now, with the macroeconomic landscape looking the way that it does, I would not be surprised to see this extend for into 2023, early 2023. All right, so just remain patient. Don't do anything crazy right now. We still have a bit of time, in my opinion, and I think cash is still the move at the current moment in time. Now let's go ahead and we can check out Ethereum as well. Ethereum looks very similar to Bitcoin on our shorter term time frames. ETH currently, just like Bitcoin, consolidating underneath horizontal resistance. On ETH, this level is at $1,220, $1,220. Price really struggling to break out above it in a clean manner. Now from here, even if we do get a retest of my demand level, starting at $1,190 all the way down to $1,170, even if we do get a retest of this zone, retest some of these lower demand levels down here, it does not mean that we won't break this level up here at 1220. Short term, it needs to happen today or tomorrow, or all the bullish things I'm saying right now are off the charts. And I would expect tests of the bottom here, the bottom of the bear market so far on ETH. If we don't get a breakout here within the next 1 to 2 days, I would not be surprised to see ETH back down here at around 1070 to 1050, testing these levels. But with that being said, the way things are looking right now, if we go to the 4 hour, right, RSI is still not yet overbought, so we're still good on that metric, which is why I think we are due for a little bit of a pump here. So like I said, even if we drop down to this demand level, it does not mean that we won't reclaim, get back above this level, and head towards 1280 over here. 1280 is the top of this red supply area, and I would not be surprised to see a little move to 1280. And this would offer a decent trade in terms of risk reward. This is a 5-6% move on ETH. So if you're trading with leverage, you have a decent opportunity there for a little bit of a move with minimal risk if you manage to get a decent entry, right? You don't want to enter too high to put your stop loss so low. So really it depends on your risk management and where you want to go ahead and take your entry and stop loss. Let me see what's going on with our live chat right now. We'll take a look at a ton of altcoins as well. A lot of requests. I know you guys are wondering, what I think about certain altcoins. We'll look at those in a little bit. Andre is saying, hope we can get up a bit as just got into Atom at 990. We'll see. We'll see, Andrea. Michael saying, welcome back, Connor. Nice to see you once again. Hope all is still going well with you. You have everything going as planned, despite the whole bad news concerning SBF and the impending crypto regulation. Yeah, the regulation that's coming, 2023 is going to be the year of regulation. And a lot of it is definitely going to be bad because they want to retain their control. They want to have control over everybody's money. But a part of the regulation is actually going to be very good too, because it's really going to allow for institutional adoption of cryptocurrency. When we get that Bitcoin spot ETF passed and we're able to see, the multi-billion-dollar legacy financial funds start to deploy capital into that without fear of, backlash by the regulating bodies, we're going to see a ton of capital flow into the cryptocurrency markets, mainly the blue chip cryptos, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, things like that. Those are going to get the brunt of the institutional adoption. But to answer your question, Michael, everything's going fine with me. Thank you for asking. And yeah, regulation is bad and good. Definitely a lot of very concerning things in regards to privacy with it. But at the same time, it's going to really open the moats for crypto institutional mass adoption, which is going to lead to retail mass adoption. So the future is bright for the crypto market. We simply just need to endure the storm that we're currently in, and we'll be able to come out and see the light on the other side. But yeah, right now with SBF and everything that happened, it is definitely a wild time. Alice saying Bitcoin halving plus election same year. It's going to be a fun one. Yeah, just like 2020. It's always a fun time when we get the Bitcoin halving and the election in the same year. Always a lot to talk about, a lot to speculate on, and I'm excited for it. Especially excited for the future of Bitcoin over here. Rigoberto saying, can you check a coin called AIOZ? Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's AOZ, and I believe it's a YouTube kind of competitor or YouTube replacement, a decentralized video network. Let me see if my memory serves me well with that. AOZ network. Yeah, new decentralized media economy. Looks like they made some additions to their project and their website from the last time I checked. I haven't looked at this in like a year, but we'll check out the price action right now, Rigoberto. I do know that this coin had a pre-sale, so I'm not sure what the situation is with vested tokens, etc. But this chart doesn't really look too great. This chart, looks like the word that comes to my mind to describe this chart is cooked. This thing looks cooked. Stick a fork in it. It's kind of done. Just a really strong downtrend where we have continuous lower highs and lower lows. My eyes just go right to the continuous lower lows. Here we had some bullish divergence, tried to pump, but then we've just been selling off. This is a 3-day chart here, by the way. So just continuous lower highs and lower lows. This does not look like something that I would want to be buying. Simply put, let's check out if there's any form of, let's go to a weekly for this. Yeah, so hard to say. I'm not really interested in this, Rigoberto. I think there's too many other solid options out there. And you can't even really trade this because it's low liquidity. It is on Coinbase, which is good. But yeah, if you look at this depth and volume, just a super illiquid kind of coin with a horrible looking chart. So I wouldn't touch AOs right now. Nothing against the project, just being objective on what I'm seeing. Mike B saying, I think Q4 results come out for stocks is when everything finally capitulates and tanks. Yeah, I'm still expecting the stock market to crash as well. If you guys haven't watched my most previous video, I recommend that you do check that out, where I kind of go over that hypothesis for the stock market collapse and also the VIX to spike. Let's take a look at the VIX right now. And remember, we want to see the VIX somewhere around 48.50 to go ahead and confirm that major stock market collapse. Let's go to a weekly on the VIX. So if we look at the VIX, every time the VIX spikes up to around the 48 to 50 level, that's when the stock market has a huge major sell-off. And in March 2020, the VIX spiked all the way up to 83, 85 actually. And we all remember what happened in March of 2020. That was the biggest fire sale of our lives with crypto. So if we look at the SPX right now, S&P 500, we're still in this descending broadening wedge pattern, very similar to how things did look over here in 2007, 2008. Before we had, and fell out of the bottom of that wedge, another 42%. So yeah, stocks, I'm bearish. We'll see what happens when we get up and test this resistance line. We are getting very close to it. That's going to come into play around 40.75. So expect a test of that this week, which is why I'm thinking, same with you, Mike B. End of year, within the next week, 2, 3, 4 weeks, it can get pretty ugly pretty quickly, which is why I'm saying that the bottom is not yet in just yet. Rigoberto saying, saw a source saying Alameda Research owns 14% of all Solana coins. Could that be concerning for SOL holders? Yes. Short answer, yes. It's very concerning for Solana holders. Solana right now, I was asked about this the other day. What do I think about Solana? Do I think it can recover? My answer is very simple. prepare for the worst, but pray for the best. Solana was literally all pumped up by Alameda and their media arms, etc., etc. Solana's in hot water right now. So if you're heavily invested into the Solana ecosystem, you hold a ton of Solana coins. Like I said, prepare for the worst, but pray for the best. How can you prepare for the worst? It hurts. It hurts a lot, if you bought higher and you're forced to sell right now. After such a huge, this is a weekly chart, after such a huge downfall, a 64% drop over the past 3 weeks. It's really tough to capitulate right now, but they're in very hot water. So I'm not a financial advisor. I can't advise you on what to do with your coins. But I would pray for the best, but definitely expect the worst with Solana. Alpha TA saying best wishes to all. Can we look at the DGI one day? Just broke out from descending broadening wedge. Will we see the DGI at 36 plus? And Moby Sage saying, hey Connor, thanks for your commitment to us. Glad to be here. Of course, Moby, I'm happy to be here. Let's see. Dow Jones. We're going to look at the YM. And we'll look at this. So anybody that doesn't know, the YM is the Dow Jones futures contract. So we had a descending broadening wedge. I definitely see that. So we broke out of the wedge. Now what we want to do is we want to look for horizontal levels that are going to act as resistance. So my eyes are going to the left of my screen over here. This was a previous top. Okay, we already know it acted as resistance in the future. This is coming into play relatively shortly. All right, we are only a few percentage points away from this level. All right, we're 1.5% away from 34,881. So let's see what happens. Expect a reaction from this resistance. All right, I expect a retest of this daily demand level on the YM. And also one thing we need to consider here is the velocity of this move up. Remember, with trend lines, the steeper the trend line, the more likely it is to break. If we draw this trend line, it's almost vertical. So, and we're approaching this daily resistance level as well. Okay, daily supply area too. If we want to talk supply and demand, I would classify this as a supply zone up here. To make this red and label it. So watch out for this on the YM. We are very high up on what I like to call the curve. When we're on the higher term time frames, I try to map out the closest supply level and closest demand level on the higher term time frames, and we're very close to daily supply, and we have a very steep ascent up there. So watch for a reaction from this level is my stance on the Dow Jones Industrial Average right now. But hope that helps, Alpha TA. I'm wondering if that lines up with your own analysis. Let me know in the live chat. Andre is saying, what's your thoughts on Coinbase stock? Is it a good price to get in now at $45? Do you see Coinbase getting into trouble? It's a good question. If we look at Coin, chart doesn't look great. We tested the lows. Looks like did we sweep them? No, they're equal lows. Is it a good time to get into Coin now? Well, we're certainly not buying the top, right? We're certainly not buying above $400. We're buying at 45. So certainly a decent price. We are at the bottom of the range. If Coinbase is in trouble, I wouldn't buy this right now, personally. I think that, first of all, I would rather put my money Some people like to be diversified. I would rather just buy altcoins, particular altcoins. I think I'm going to get a much better return on my investment if I just buy crypto. Yes, crypto might be higher on the risk curve, but still, personally, I would rather just buy crypto than coin stock. But if they are in hot water, this support's going to get lost and this thing's going to drop off of a cliff. So up to you how you want to play it, but if you're a support buyer, you're at support now to buy. If we do actually lose the support, it's going to $20. $20 is our 0.27 Fibonacci extension level. So yeah, if this support is lost, expect another 50% drop on this, which would be very ugly. Personally, I wouldn't buy it, but if it fits your investment plan and strategy, then perfect for you. Coin Operated saying, glad to watch the live, brother. Good to see you, Coin Operated. Good to see you here. Alice saying, thoughts on Secret. There was a huge mystery buyer a few days ago. I like Secret Network. I think it's a great protocol. I think it has a bright future ahead with the privacy crackdown world that we currently live in. Perfect name for everything that's going on, right? Secret Network. So I think what you're referring to, Ala, is the huge spike we saw, this volume spike. Certainly somebody is buying this in droves. If we look on the daily chart, it's really the largest volume spike for as long as this chart goes back on Binance. So somebody's buying this. I like the project. If you look at where we are on the chart, we lost the range and we're looking to reclaim the range. So we're testing that previous support, which is now resistance right here on Secret. And the volume is bullish. All right, so this would line up with my short-term Bitcoin thesis of getting a little pop above resistance. But yeah, we want to see price get back above 85 cents and get back into this range, and we would be able to classify this as a deviation where we just drop below, but we quickly get back into the range. Interesting what's going on here with Secret. All right, guys, let's move on with the stream. I'll catch up with all the questions in a bit. I do want to go over some Twitter wisdom for the time being. So today's Twitter wisdom, a little bit of positivity for everybody with all the negative events going on in the world. Some wise words from Jason Williams, aka Going Parabolic. He's saying, we live in a nerfed world. If you don't know what nerfed means, it means like modified, controlled. So we live in a nerfed world. No one takes responsibility for their own lives. Everyone else is to blame for every bad outcome. Grow up, live your life, and take responsibility for it. The good and the very bad, own it. And yeah, I mean, it's so true. We live in a world where nobody takes accountability or responsibility for themselves anymore. I shouldn't say nobody. I should say the vast majority of the population is not accountable for themselves. You choose to be in crypto. The reason that I love crypto so much, that I started this channel in the first place, invested days, weeks, months of my life into creating videos and educating people about how I look at the markets and how I go about things. The reason I did that in the first place is because I love the idea of being responsible for my own money and having it out of the traditional financial system that we were kind of born into. The idea to have full responsibility over your money. The idea that it's unconfiscatable, uncensorable. All of this stuff made me fall in love with crypto in the first place. And unfortunately, the large majority of the population nowadays doesn't want to bear that responsibility. Look, I haven't been perfect with all of my calls. I'm right a lot. I've been wrong some. Okay, I'm not perfect. But whenever I am wrong, I will always admit it. I will never hide from it. And that's just the way I live my life, right? So, just some kind of unrelated trading stuff here. It is related to trading, right? You need to be accountable. You need to take responsibility. So if you haven't been, you can change that today. You got to make that conscious decision. Go ahead and do it. Your future self will thank you for it. But there's nobody to blame for the results in your life but yourself. Keep that in mind as we go forward here through this crypto winter, and then things turn around into a crypto bull market again. when you're wildly successful, I appreciate it when you guys write, thank you, Connor, for this trade. I made this amount, but there's nobody that's responsible for your gains but yourself. You are the one that makes the conscious decision to invest or buy something. So if it goes up or down, you are solely responsible for that result. And that's just the world we live in, right? So a lot to look forward to here, a lot to prepare for in the coming months to years. Now is the time to be preparing for it. And I'm very excited and optimistic about the future. I'm very bullish on humanity as a whole. I feel like a lot of people are kind of waking up to the nonsense in the world. I think the FTX event was a huge wake-up call for a lot of people that were still asleep and still unaware of how everything works, right? Of how the nerfed world works. I think with FTX going down and Sam Bankman-Fried being defended and guarded by the mainstream is really opening a lot of people's eyes that were otherwise asleep before, and understanding that we really need to take responsibility if we are to see any situation improve here. So anyways, let's get back on topic here with the cryptocurrency markets. Hope that all makes sense. Smash up that like button if you guys are enjoying the live stream so far. Lucio asking about Luna Classic. If we look at Luna Classic here, had a really strong run-up, and it hasn't been doing too hot recently. We are on a very strong support level. If we just look again to our left, previous resistance now acting as support. Okay, previous very strong resistance level. So we're certainly in a value area. And you can see with this one wick down, we went ahead and tested this demand level. So in terms of trading, if we are to see this is a strong downtrend, by the way, if you were wondering what's going on here, super strong downtrend. But that doesn't mean that we can't have a bounce in the downtrend like we had here, where we went 87%, and then this bounce we went 40%. So it is possible we get a bounce in the midst of this downtrend. This is a 52% bounce. So let's drop this to a 4-hour. Notice what's happening here. Right, we're at the resistance level and we have some ascension into it, forming this ascending pennant. Okay, this is a bullish chart here. This is a bullish chart. I wouldn't be shocked to see price go up and retest some of these levels over here. It's possible we can get a 19-20% move out of this and test the range high over here, just the way this chart looks right now. But this would only be short term. The macro trend is down still, and I would expect this to keep bleeding over time. But this does look primed up for a bounce currently. Big shout out to Dre for being with us in the live chat today. Same thanks to all you OG Empire fam for being here, absolutely. Let's see, CR08 saying good morning, Connor. What's going on, CR08? David, can you please look at Algo? Yeah, we can look at Algo. Again, LoonC, strong daily downtrend. If you're going to invest into this, which I wouldn't recommend you do, you're going to be able to buy lower. But we may get a short-term bullish move to the top of this range here, which is around 18% from current price. I just want to see the risk reward on something like this. See if it's even worth to take. Yeah, you could possibly get around a 2.5 to 1 if you put your stop at 0.0015. It's all right. Not the best setup. Let's take a look at Algorand. Now, Algo is a coin that it's hard not to be bullish on Algo. Algo is, of course, a banker coin. meaning that they're heavily involved with the legacy financial system, have ties to central banks, regulating bodies, etc., etc. The creator of Algo works at MIT, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. We all know what's come out recently with MIT. Caroline Ellison's dad was involved there. So we'll see what happens with Algo. Very well connected project. Now this chart is very interesting because at the start of the month in November, let's not forget, before FTX collapsed, things were actually looking like they were going to go up. Algo reflects this well. It broke a ton of resistance levels, was testing really the top of the range, and then it just fell off of the cliff when FTX went down. This looks like, yeah, this is a 50% drop. 49.8% from top to bottom in a matter of 3 weeks. And if we go to our weekly chart, this is the lowest Algo has been in the bear market. This is the lowest Algo has been since November of 2020, 2 years ago. So if you want to talk about value, this is in the value zone. I think it's hard to debate that it's not in the value zone right now if you have a long-term perspective. That doesn't mean it can't drop more in the short term. As I'm sure you guys notice, I have a demand zone down here on my chart. Okay, so this demand zone starts at 21 cents. We're currently at 24 cents. So a few percentage points away again, or 11% away from this level. We're in the value zone here on Algo. We are at great long-term buying levels, but again, that doesn't mean we can't drop any lower than what we've already seen. Now, if we drop this down to a more shorter-term time frame chart, very similar to how Bitcoin and ETH look, where we have horizontal resistance, we have price with a bullish ascension into the horizontal resistance, forming this pennant, this wedge, and we are near the apex of it. So this is a bullish setup, but with that being said, I have seen this pattern fail a lot, right? Especially in a downtrend. This pattern will fail more often in a downtrend. But objectively, this is bullish, right? But there's two options that can happen, either up or down from here at this main level at 24, 25 cents. Now, because I'm in a Bitcoin long right now, I think the market's going to go up in the immediate short term. So that's why I wouldn't be surprised to see a pop. And if you're wondering where this may go, the start of my gray area just here, this is going to be at 27.5 cents. Would be a realistic target from current price, looking at a gain of around 12%. So again, it's super risky business to be taking short-term trades right now over this holiday weekend with this stale sideways price action. But yeah, we have a bullish structure here on the 4-hour on Algo. I want to check the RSI, see if we have divergence. Yeah, price is getting stronger. We'll see. Still thinking he can drop down lower macro, but here in the immediate short term, look for a little pop above 25 cents. Jade Switch, is GRT really the Google of crypto? Well, GRT has, I believe it's indexing, is the vocabulary word for it. Yeah, organizing blockchain data. They index data. It's like SEO for the blockchain. So yeah, they were compared to Google when they were first launching, and I believe they still are. Very strong crypto. Holding in the top 100 with a $478 million market cap. I don't own any of this. It is down 97%. but it's still in the top 100. So we'll see what happens with GRT in the future. Florent 1980 saying, hi Connor, let's dominate. Can you give your view on what's happening on Levana? Yeah, Levana is, it's really a shame to see how wrecked they got from Luna collapsing. If anybody isn't aware, basically, the NFTs that I was extremely excited about are the game plans for those are kind of out the window as of right now, because they're just focusing on building a decentralized perpetual swapping protocol, leverage trading platform, and options. So they're putting all the resources towards that, which is cool. I think that's going to be a very successful project. I think decentralized exchanges are going to continue to get adopted in the future, but it is a shame what happened with the NFTs. The thing is, the team is very, very open to discussion, and they will always kind of get back to you when they'll be there to talk and give answers. So they're not going to abandon it altogether. Probably going to have to wait for, another bull market though, so they get some more capital to build things. But my stance on it is I'm taking the L with the NFTs, and I'm moving on to see what happens with it. I'll be here for Levana. I think their DeFi is going to be wildly successful, but the games that they were building are no longer a thing, so that's kind of a shame to see, but we'll see what happens in the future. Moby, hope that answers your question as well. Ghoulie26 is saying, I've never invested in Solana, but what are your thoughts if it goes down to $3 or $4? Do you see it coming back? I wouldn't touch it there at 3 or 4. Nah. There's too many other good projects to invest in on the market. To buy something that's almost dead, if it goes to $3 or $4, that's very, very ugly, and that might not be recoverable at that point, so I wouldn't touch it personally. McNaz96 saying, Connor, when you get a minute, can you check out new meme coin on Arbitrum called Nitro Shiba? McNaz, only because you're asking. A new meme coin called Nitro Shiba. Man, this is what everybody's doing nowadays, aping into these meme coins. So let's find this real quick. Nitro Shiba. Make sure you guys can see that chart. Alright, so this coin launched in early September. And from that launch, it's up 10,000%. Okay, that's 100x, if anybody was wondering. So what this is telling me, what all of this chop and noise is telling me, is its distribution. All the people that were buying down here, they've made so much money at this point. They're able to sell. They'll buy more to spike it. They'll sell again. This is all kind of whale games, this entire mess of price action. So my advice would be to be safe and probably not touch this. But if you were really dying to, and you really wanted to, buy some for whatever reason, which I don't advise at all, I would at least try to buy it at a value level down here at this previous resistance level. All right, but that's Nitro Shiba. Not going to spend a lot of time looking at that. David saying, I've been in crypto for 5 years, and Connor has been the most knowledgeable, down-to-earth, stick-to-his-guns guy I've followed. Get in on the Black Friday sale and join the family. David, thank you so much for that comment. Seriously, thank you for that. Really appreciate those kind words. And yeah, I am running a Black Friday sale. We can talk about that right now. If you go to my website, cryptoempireco.io, you see the domain name at the bottom of the screen right now. Black Friday sale will be expiring on Tuesday at midnight. As soon as Cyber Monday ends Eastern Standard Time, this deal will no longer be valid. Long story short, I have discounted everything from 60 to 70% off. You can get just my trading course at 60% off. You can get access to my Discord at 70% off. Or you can get both the trading course and 2 years of the Discord for 70% off. So crazy value at the moment, and this will be expiring in pretty soon, like less than 48 hours. So time is running out. And yeah, you'll see testimonials and what people have to say on the page. And David, thank you for those seriously kind words. I do spend a lot of time, energy, and resources to make Crypto Empire what it is. So I'm glad that you guys get value from it. And I really appreciate you saying that and sharing on the stream. It means a lot. Thank you. But yeah, guys, check out the Black Friday sale ending soon. McNaz96 is saying, does GMX and GNS look like they will come back down in price at any time? They have been pumping. So GMX is for sure something on everybody's radar right now. If you look at this, we are testing some pretty big levels over here on the daily price chart. Notice, as of late, the past few weeks since November started, right, when FTX collapsed, we had a big sell-off to $25. This thing recovered immediately, and it even got above. Notice where we are right now. If I drop this line, right, notice before we collapsed, price cannot get above $43 for the life of it. It was struggling. FTX goes down. On the recovery, we literally zoom right back up, and now we're using that previous resistance at 43 as support. So this is a super bullish looking chart. Very strong, some obvious strength. And now we are at this $50 level where we've tested $50 multiple times in the previous few days. There is a lot of selling there. Notice whenever price goes and wicks up to 50, immediately it's sold back down. So a lot of big whales are, selling at that psychological round number of 50. Will it come back down? If it does, I would look to this level here. And we'll see how that lines up. Yeah, so this would be right on point between our 38.2 and our 50% Fibonacci retracement, between $40 and $37. Looks to be the value zone here. At the same token, though, at the same time, just the way these candles look, it gives me a feeling of a double bottom, which again would line up with my kind of overall macro thesis on the market right now, that the bottom is not yet in for crypto, and we're going to see the bottom within the next few weeks to months on another massive sell-off lower, with Bitcoin possibly going down and testing 12K. If that were to happen, this chart, the reason I say I wouldn't be surprised to see a double bottom is the double bottom fractal, how it looks. It always is a huge sell-off, a rally back up, typically to the origin of the sell-off point, a little bit of a valley, then you get the double bottom at the 88.6 or the 78.6, and you go and break the neckline higher, okay? Right now, if you notice how this looks, we have the big sell-off. We have the pump back up above the resistance, actually, from the point of the sell-off. Nonetheless, typically it would look, we get a sell-off into demand, a retest of the high, and then we get that double bottom. So we'll leave the drawings on the chart to see how it works out. But we definitely have a demand zone here between $40 and $37.50. But at the same token, yes, it could come back down into the 20s for a double bottom. That's what I see. If I can predict the future, I would look for something like this to happen. JD saying, any thoughts on AVAX? Do you think it has the potential to reach all-time high during the next cycle? So AVAX, certainly a strong coin. I just can't get Three Arrows Capital out of my head whenever I think about AVAX personally. Suzu, you know, AVAX was his coin basically, it seems. So the all-time high is $144, currently down 90%. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the live chat. All right, you guys can see me. Perfect, perfect. So my tech guy was messing with some wires in the office over here, and he turned me off momentarily. Apologies about that, but we are here. Some technical difficulties. I do blame my tech guy for that, but it's all good. All good. We're back. All right, we're taking a look at AVAX right now. Let's get back to it. Hope you guys stuck with me. People messing with the wires, installing security cameras and such in here. All right, again with AVAX, we want to zoom this out and look at where it's been. Let's go to a weekly chart for that. If you look at where this thing has been, you'll see these gray lines on my chart. I haven't used gray lines in years. All right, so I put this line back on my chart years ago. Now we're right back to these levels. If you'll notice, when price was going parabolic in early 2021, this is your weekly demand level. And we are in that weekly demand level right now. So, certainly an area of value. Will it get back to the all-time high? Most coins don't actually end up getting back there. Could AVAX potentially be one of them? Maybe. But if we're going to talk about DeFi and the top networks out there, the ones that are going to grow the most for the next cycle, I think it's going to be the layer 2 world that really takes off. So let's go ahead and find the total value locked rankings by network over here in DeFi Llama. Looks like they changed their user interface. Chains. Here we go. So if we look at this, Avalanche is number 6, behind Polygon and behind Arbitrum, just above Optimism in terms of DeFi total value locked. Okay, so Avalanche used to really not have that much competition before these layer 2 chains really started to come around. But layer 2s for ETH are going to be the big narrative, one of the main narratives during the next cycle. And let's talk about that for a second, because we all remember what happened with Optimism and the OP token on the airdrop. Right? People were, if you used the network, if you did what was necessary for the airdrop, you got between hundreds to thousands of these tokens. 1,000 of them right now is worth $900. At this peak, this thing was worth $2.20. Right? So you're talking over 2K from an airdrop. Now, it's actually not too late because Optimism is going to be giving a second airdrop actually. There is still time to get this airdrop. You have until early January of 2023. So very shortly, watch for my video. I'm going to be making a video very shortly about how to go ahead and make sure that you can get the second Optimism airdrop. It's estimated to be bigger than the first one. All right, we can take a look at this page here, collectiveshift.io, talking about the airdrops and the upcoming ones. ZK Sync. I made my ZK Sync airdrop video in December of 2021. We're approaching almost 12 months since I made that video. We still have a little bit of time, I believe, for ZK Sync. So I'll watch out for an update video on that one shortly. You guys should have seen my Starknet airdrop video from earlier in the week. I've also created a lot of Arbitrum content in terms of the Odyssey event and the airdrop. I will go ahead and make an update in regards to that as well. But now we also have the Optimism number 2 airdrop coming up, estimated to be around 14% of the total supply of OP tokens. All right, so this is going to be a huge airdrop here. And you know, your question about AVAX got me started on this airdrop kind of section of this live stream. But right now, it's pretty self-explanatory to get, actually. I'll put this text in the live chat in case anybody is wondering what the link is. But long story short, you just need to do a bunch of these little side quests and you get the NFTs, very similar to how the Arbitrum Odyssey event worked that we covered here on the channel. This is very similar. For example, if you look at this one, Uniswap, if you look at the quest, it says swap $20 of tokens on Uniswap between at least 2 swaps. All right, so pretty easy stuff, but they do get more difficult as you go down this list. For example, if we look at, let's see, let's pick a rent Clipper. I was looking at this one yesterday. So this one isn't the worst. But you know, you have to join their Discord, follow their Twitter, put $20 into 2 different pools. It's not that hard to do. So I'm going to make a full walkthrough video about this coming up. But you can see, if you look at the Optimism airdrop number 1, the total amount of addresses that were airdropped the token was 250K. But if you did all of these stuff, you received around 27,000 tokens, which was at the peak around $50,000, $54,000. But only 45 wallet addresses received that amount out of the 250K eligible wallet addresses. All right, so they're going to reward the people that do all of the little kind of grunt work, pushing all the little buttons, joining the Discords, retweeting tweets of the protocols. You know, so you need to do all that little kind of grunt work to get the biggest airdrop allocation possible. So if you see me retweeting these random things on Twitter for some random Optimism project, that's why, very shortly. But I already started doing this actually on my other computer, but I will do it on this computer as well, where I can also show you guys and do a walkthrough on it. Let me find where I was in this live chat. But JD, hope that answers your question about AVAX. Let's see, Rigoberto, anyone still having leftovers from Thanksgiving? Yes, absolutely. That's the best part about Thanksgiving, is all the leftovers for like the next week after. Coin Operated saying, thanks for the live. What are your top five top tier blue chip tokens that you believe will have the greatest ROI? If we only want to talk blue chips, let's talk about that. Ethereum, Litecoin, Monero, now we get into a little bit of a tough thing here. There's so many, there's a few good ones that I really like. So I own Atom, I own Quant, I own HBAR. That's 6. But yeah, those are some very solid blue chips. If I could only pick some, Banker Coins HBAR and Quant are my go-tos. Monero, obviously. Can't neglect Atom. But then you also have Litecoin. I think I'm bullish on Litecoin. Reason why, let's take a look at the chart. Litecoin, if you can get it between $30 to $50, it's proven itself to be a super solid buy every single time the price goes between $30 to $50. That's not me blowing smoke. That's objective data. If you look over here, 2018 bear market, Litecoin $35 down to a low of 22. March of 2020 crash. Again, we dropped to $24. You could have easily bought this thing under 50. It spent a ton of time. This is a weekly chart, by the way. Litecoin spent a ton of time between $49 and $40. Okay, before we went on the bull run. And if you look at where we went on the bull run, the high is $413. That's a 10x. That's an easy 10x. All right? And if you look at the all-time high of Litecoin, yeah, that was the all-time high. Okay, so, you know, you got a 10x on a coin that everybody says is dead, everybody says is garbage, yada, 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 yada. You need to buy it at the right price. Of course, I wouldn't buy it at 75 right now. I would buy it at 50. I would definitely buy it at 40, and I would 1,000% buy it down here sub 30, around $30. Right, that's a 10x back up, or over a 10x. That's around a 12x back to the all-time high price if you can get it around $30. So, you know, even the blue chips that people say, oh, it's dead, it's vaporware, it's garbage, it's useless, Litecoin is nothing. If you're going to buy Litecoin, you might as well buy Bitcoin, yada, 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 yada. Look, if you can get it in the value zone, it's proven time and time again that you're going to get around a 10x on your investment from it. So I am bullish on Litecoin, long story short, if you can get it at the right price, which is everything. Andrea asking if we can take a look at Cosmos Atom. We certainly can. So Atom on our daily chart, we are trying to break away from this $10 level. A decent recovery after that big FTX crash collapse. Atom went ahead and fell 40%. Let me pull up this. Okay, we got some super slight bullish divergence here on the daily too, which again does line up with my very short-term bullish hypothesis here. Top of our range is $12.30. So if we're going to go anywhere, it's going to be there in the upside. And that's a 20% move. But overall, I still am waiting for Atom to come back down here to my base support level. All of my weekly stream viewers will already know that $6 is our base support on Atom. This purple line has been here for months now, waiting for it to come back into play. All right, so ultimately I do think that Atom does continue to make its way here. Even if we get a nice move back up to here, let's say Grayscale needs to sell their 600K Bitcoin, it's going to be like this. All right, so we're still not out of the woods, but watch for a little bit of a short-term relief pump back to the range high at 12 bucks. It's only a 20% move. It's not much. And like I said earlier when I was talking about Ethereum, if we don't get this push up today or tomorrow, then I would not be long on anything. I would expect some lows to get tested, especially on ETH. I would expect that $1,000 level to get tested. If we don't have some kind of bullish action within the next 1 to 2 days, this resistance is going to hold and we go lower. But that's what I'm waiting for on Atom. $6 is still our main base support level that is yet to get tested since June when Terra Luna collapsed. RH saying hi. What's going on, RH? Mike B. Besides for the team, what makes Meta stand out compared to other layer 2s? Yeah, good question, Mike. So Metis, one of the main things is for sure the connection with the Ethereum Foundation and the fact that Vitalik Buterin's mom is an executive on the team. Right, so that's certainly something that's very, very enticing about the project. In terms of the technology versus other optimistic roll-up, ZK roll-up technology, it's right really on par with those. So I think we're going to see a lot of hype around these layer 2s for ETH. But the reason that I'm bullish on Metis is like all these layer 2s work in a very similar manner. Whether they're an optimistic roll-up, a ZK roll-up, they're quick and they're cheap to use. That's the most important thing. But the main reason why I'm super bullish on it over the other layer 2s is because of Vitalik's mom. I'll just be straight up with you. We've seen how the connections seem to work in crypto. We see it with Sam Bankman-Fried, and they are powerful connections. So that's my stance on Metis. It's one of my top kind of blue chip, or not blue chip, one of my top low cap picks for a potential possible, big gain, 50x, 100x, we'll see. The main thing I look at for that is the market cap, and this market cap, $79 million, $80 million, right? 100x would be $8 billion market cap. Real quick, I want to go to coin market cap and go to the historical snapshots, and we will go to November of 2021 just to give you guys a refresher. November 14th, Bitcoin market cap $1.2 trillion. All right, the overall crypto market cap right now is 880 billion. Okay, so Bitcoin was larger than the entire market in November last year at the peak of the bull run. But anyway, the point I'm making, an $8 billion market cap would put it at rank around number 27. So it's not that far-fetched. 27 coins had an $8 billion market cap at the peak of the market. Some coins had already pumped and then sold off from there, so they didn't have that high of a market cap compared to their all-time high prices. But you'd be surprised. A $4 billion market cap would put it at a 50x. I'm talking about Metis still. It's at 80 billion right now, so if 80 million. If it goes to $4 billion market cap, there were still 49 coins that had a $4 billion market cap. It's not that far-fetched. So, yeah. Always good to take a look at where we have been in the past to compare where we may go into the future, because history does not repeat, but it often does rhyme. But anyways, Mike, I hope that answers your question a little bit. Let's take a look at Matic Network in request of RH. So Matic on our daily price chart is very choppy. If we look at our 4 last daily candles, actually our 5 last daily candles, we haven't gone anywhere. Okay, we have been in straight consolidation mode for the past 5 days here. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Matic. Only one that's really moving is Doge currently. I want to look at Doge after this, pumping again. But Matic right now is above 83, which is positive. That's definitely a positive. Similar to Atom, we have our range high at 94 cents. So again, if this thing is going to pump anywhere, our first level is our range high. And a Matic, that's 94. So from current price, that is 8.6%. Now, if you want to trade this, you're obviously going to have to drop this down to the lower time frames and look into how this is forming. So we are pinching We know we're going to get some volatility soon after 5 days of nothing. And we're now approaching the apex. And if you look at where we are, I mean, yeah, this needs to make a little decision soon. Again, because I'm short-term bullish, I'm literally long Bitcoin right now. You know, I have to say that in the immediate short term, I wouldn't be surprised to see a little pump on these alts as well. Okay, so our level on Matic is 94. We have another one at 91. .5% to pocket. All right, so you got a 2.7 to 1 if you want to play it like this. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. Risking 3.47% to make 9.4%. Yeah, not the best, not the worst. Just an okay setup, really, the way the price action is right now. But we're on a key level, so we know we're either going to go up or down. I'm leaning towards the bullish side, so that's Matic right now. Let's see, investments is saying, as an investor, knowing they have to dump the market every 4 years, you could potentially be able to tell when something is pumped by influencers that it'll be one to collapse to keep the 4-year cycle going. Yeah, it's pretty obvious, the coins that are pumped by, you know, the influencers. You can really tell right away. At least I can at this point, depending on how long you've been in the market for. Rigoberto is saying, Connor, in your experience, when crypto went from a bear market to a bull market, did most coins all reach new all-time highs, or did only, say, the top 100 coins reach that mark? So, Rigoberto, most coins don't reach their all-time highs again. That's just the reality of the situation. Of course, we all know about the ones that do make new all-time highs because that's all anybody focuses on. The human bias tends to, you know, look at the extremes of things. And the extremes are just a small percentage of the pie, right? The large majority of the pie never reach a new all-time high. But that does not mean they're not going to not increase in value. You know, if we look at some of the most hyped up projects from 2017, 2018, one comes to mind is NEO. You know, NEO was a top 10 project before. And if you look at this, the all-time high was $198. This happened in January of 2018, and it only managed to get up to 116, you know, 130 from the previous year's bull market. All right, so not everything is going to make a new all-time high. Definitely not. A lot of the hyped up coins, like NEO was one of the most hyped up coins in 2017. New tech came out, became kind of obsolete. So a lot of people basically didn't get the return they were expecting on NEO. So we have to be careful because, hold on, give me 1 second. I want to pull up a presentation that I made a few weeks ago. Got to log into my Canva account and grab it really quick. But it will answer your question very well, Rigoberto. All right. Cool. So, right here. This slide will tell you everything that you need to know. Most coins will not return to their former all-time high price levels. Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only two cryptos that have beat the test of time. And here's the answer to your question. A lot of the coins, they suffer from major supply issues. First of all, you have all the people that bought them at the peak of the market. They basically overpaid, and now they're grumpy and they're unhappy with the fact that they overpaid for this altcoin. And the second it goes up in value again, what are they going to do? They're going to go and sell it. Okay? So that's a lot of selling pressure. And you also have demand issues, obviously, less interested buyers. So if you're holding coins from the previous cycle, there's a good chance it won't go back to its all-time high for these reasons. And of course, it's our job to find the next promising coins that have not experienced a full pump and dump market cycle. So a lot of the coins that are born here in the bear market are going to be the most exciting ones. Things like airdrop tokens like Optimism, Arbitrum, Starkware, Starknet, ZK Sync. These are all launching in the bear market, and they're all going to be really used networks too. So I think layer 2s are going to be a booming thing next bull market. Also, Midas is in that category too. Where it did launch, let's go back and look at this history. Do a little research on stream here. Little research live on stream. Okay, so this all-time high is still $300. It's down 94%. From $4 to $300. So this was a full pump and dump cycle, but still launched in mid-2021. Still a new coin. Still bullish on it. But yeah, anyways, remember, don't be a sheep. The herd is always wrong. All right, let's see. RH, how low will Bitcoin drop and when? I saw a video with BNB was only $27. Now it's $313. Any coins which you think are cheap to hold long term? I've shared with you quite a few this stream, RH. Hope you've been paying attention. But when will Bitcoin drop? If I have to make a guess, it's going to be, I think it's going to be before the end of the year. I think stocks are also going to collapse before the end of the year, which is going to drag crypto down with it. Let's go hit that like button like Alice said. We got 50 viewers, only 40 likes. Bring that up to par right now. Moby saying, do you know if they're still going to drop LVN tokens to Dragon holders for when perps go live? I hope so, Moby, but I am not sure about that answer. You should ask Beach Dragon in their Telegram. I'm sure she would give you an answer right away. We got Dre saying, people, the elite trading course is totally worth it. Yes, it is worth it. It's 100% worth it, and you can get it 60% off right now. Again, Black Friday sale still live. Go check it out. Limited time offer too, so take advantage of it while it's still hot. Amster Cam with us saying, greetings Connor, just tuning in, hope you are well. All is well, Amster Cam, thank you for tuning in. Let's see, Vajra, have you taken a look at STFX on GMX, SocialFi Marketplace for investable trades? I have not looked at that yet, Vajra. I have not looked at that just yet. I will check it out shortly, though. Sniff, your comments, you are definitely the funniest guy in the stream. Sniff saying that Vitalik looks like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. If anybody doesn't know what that is. He does look like Gollum. I do agree with you. I agree with you on most things, Sniff. This guy. Let's do a side-by-side comparison. Yeah, pretty similar. But hey, don't judge a book by its cover. He's literally a genius. He's literally like one of the richest and smartest guys in the world. So don't judge a book by its cover. All right, let's take a look at Dogecoin. Lots of people asking about Doge today. So Doge with a super strong move. Started on Friday. What do we have down here? Very similar to what I've been showing you all stream long with a lot of these altcoins. Same chart pattern, where we have the horizontal resistance. And we have the ascension into it, like this. All right, does this look familiar to a lot of people? This is how the Doge pump started. I mean, I just showed you this on Atom, right? What else did I show you this on? What was it, Algo? Yeah, same thing on Algo. All right, so we have the same looking market structure, and Doge did manage to pump out of it, right here. And let's zoom out to see where things are at. Go to this chart here. So we're in a supply area. Certainly in a supply area. This chart is crazy volatile. And Doge has Elon, which is, in my opinion, the main catalyst for its pump right now. All right, so we're consolidating in supply after a 20% move, 30% move. But the thing is, Doge has a mind of its own, which is why it's possible to see this rip out of this flag again. This is a local bull flag here. Price in a bullish consolidation, holding above 10 cents. Okay, so if we're going to continue to play the long side here, which there's no guarantee if it will continue to pump, I'm not going to trade this. I know some of my premium group members, shout out to AC Kletch, has been tracking Doge and trading it. But at this point, it's already up 30%. I don't want to be a late buyer. But anyway, targets are obvious, right? I leave my lines on the chart for a reason. Above, we have 11 cents. We have 11.8 to 12.4 and 13.2. Now, in terms of a pullback, if we do end up getting a sell-off, the previous range high is where we would look to be buyers, which is right here at 9.3 to 9.4 cents. If I make it gray for everybody to see. This is where I would look to long a pullback. This looks like it would line up with our 50% Fibonacci retracement. Let's see if that's the fact. All right, our 38.2. Not quite the 50, but the 38.2 lines up well with this pocket of liquidity, which would also make sense for a continuation move, because as we know, the 38.2 is very commonly used for bullish continuation fractals, and we would have that if we do get a move down to 9.3 cents on Doge. But right now we're bull flagging, and if we take our flagpole measure and move, if we clone our flagpole, that would take our target right to my gray supply zone at 12.3 cents. So that's what I'm seeing on Doge here. Either a pump out of the flag to the target, or if things do end up breaking down for whatever reason, 9.3 is your demand zone to look for an entry on it. Let's see, Amsterdam, Connor, I'm just wondering, but if you're really good at trading, why bother with all the airdrop stuff? Amsterdam, great question. because I get asked so often, Connor, can you show videos about the airdrop? Connor, can you make tutorials about the airdrop? So listen, I'm a man of the people. I give the people what they want. People want airdrop videos. I'll dedicate the time to go ahead and make them for them. And also, yeah, I agree, right? I find the airdrop stuff tedious, boring, super annoying. So, if I didn't have people asking me to make the videos on how to do them, I wouldn't bother with them personally. So, yeah, I'm totally in agreement with you. But with that being said, if people want airdrop videos, I got no problem making airdrop videos. And also, the optimism airdrop, listen, if you get, even if it's like 5K, yeah, you make 5K in a trade quick, but 5K is 5K. Free 5K from an airdrop, like who wouldn't want that? So, yeah, a lot of people made a lot of money from this, so we'll see. But I do agree with you, Amsterdam. I find it super tedious, super annoying to do all the little grunt work for the airdrop. So, I'm only kind of doing it because I get asked about it all the time, but I don't mind. Catch up with this chat. JD, no problem. Sniff saying that all of his devices are banned from Twitter. I wonder why, Sniff. I wonder what you've been tweeting. Can only imagine. Vazir is saying, hi Connor, what is your favorite gaming project? Good question. So gaming, interesting topic. Something like Gala is certainly strong, but the only thing that concerns me about Gala is this chart. This is a bad looking chart. This is the only way to put this thing. Like, there's no buyers. From November of last year, it's just been down only. Really strong uptrend. So yeah, that does concern me a bit about Gala. It's just how bad this chart looks. What we want to see happen with this is we want to see a long bottom start to form. Notice how in a lot of other coins, we kind of had it over here until September, right, where price was kind of in a range going up and down. But we lost the range, we retested the breakdown, kissed off from it, and it's just been new lows upon new lows upon new lows. Now, with that being said, yeah, it's not the best. We got some daily bullish divergence here. And this is, if we get into our old school chart patterns, this also is a falling wedge. So interesting that this question brings me to Gala and what we have forming here. I still don't feel comfortable trading this coin after everything that's happened with it. We'll see. This is bullish though. Bullish looking chart here on Gala. But my favorite gaming project, yeah, it's definitely one of them. I'm not really too invested in a ton of gaming projects is the thing. So, yeah. Let's say Gala to answer that question. What is a blue chip? Basically a high growth asset, right? Not like a small cap, something that's already proven, something that's already successful, and that will continue to gain value in the future. Would you buy the graph in Kava? For long term, no. Those aren't on my buy list. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't. Okay, Connor, can you explain what happened to Evmos? Well, the fundamental reason I can't explain because I'm not too sure what happened with it, but probably more trouble with the network is what I would have to guess. The thing with Evmos is they've been having trouble since they launched. They had a failed launch. If I had to guess, let's see the FUD. Evmos FUD. What is going on with this? Because this is a huge sell-off. So I'm seeing that possibly there's some sketchy developers taking money, which at this point, would that really surprise anybody? That another project developer just exit scamming his all the liquidity available? It's happened so much over the past 2 years that, you know, we hear about another scam or another hack and we're just like, oh, another one. We're like desensitized to these horrible things that people are doing that are totally morally wrong. And, you know, karma will definitely come around and get them. But yeah, this is disgusting, this chart. This is horrible. So yeah, looks like there's no real answers on Twitter or anything right now. I need to do some research onto what the heck is going on with this thing. But somebody's selling. Somebody's selling a lot of it for whatever reason. Let's see, Gilead saying, not sure if you're tracking, but BitBoy is hunting down SBF in the Bahamas so he can explain his side of the story. He'll be visiting Tether's HQ tomorrow morning to see what's going on. Yes, I have been aware of what BitBoy is doing. I mean, listen, the guy is all about getting as many followers as possible and as many likes as possible on his stuff. He knows what he's doing. He's certainly kind of just playing into the narrative and trying to get as much attention on him as possible. BitBoy understands that attention is currency, and he's really gotten very good at getting people's attention. So, I mean, look, this is definitely kind of like, for sure, it's a publicity stunt to get people to follow him and, you know, be glued to their phones and for another BitBoy tweet, which is cool. But nothing has really come of this right now, right? He's just like showing pictures of a Toyota Corolla, and he's out to dinner with his friends and stuff. So no real huge revelations have come from BitBoy yet. I doubt that's going to change in the future. So, you know, good for him. He knows how to get attention and keep people's attention and keep them hooked. But personally, as somebody, you know, who's who's seen a lot at this point, I'm not really that impressed. We got investments. BitBoy is an actor. He ain't doing nothing in the Bahamas. SBF is an actor too that they used to keep their 4-year market cycle scam going. Yeah, investments. I'm not totally in disagreement with you there. Ala, is Kilt dead? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what the heck is up with Kilt. Have not been following them. The Polkadot community is funny. They like stick together so hard. This chart certainly looks pretty dead. This chart looks horrible. A lot of these charts look super bad. And Kilt is one of them. We just made a new low on the weekly. So, pretty ugly looking chart. If we're going to talk decentralized IDs, you guys know I've always been a fan of lit entry. And this doesn't look as bad. Right? Notice how this is a weekly uptrend. All right, continuous higher lows. Whereas something like Kilt is just getting demolished consistently. So if we're going to talk decentralized identity protocols, we definitely have to go with lit. I've always went with lit over Kilt. Gala versus Ultra, good point. Ultra and Vulcan Forged are definitely up there as well. I think Ultra has a bright future too. That's up for debate. Both of them have super strong, competent teams, both building games that people want to play, apparently. I like both of them. What are my thoughts about Stellar Lumens? It will pump in a bull market, but I wouldn't. I have my banker coin bags already with Quant and HBAR. Crypto Cash. Any thoughts on VeChain? Been holding a long time, but contemplating selling. Put it all into XRP. Yeah, VeChain's another one of those reliable coins that will always kind of pump in a bull market, similar to Stellar. VeChain getting smashed right now in the bear market. Again, we're looking at a weekly chart here. Peaked in April 2021. Double top. Looks like it's right at the 78.6 if I had to guess. All right, actually at the golden pocket. Didn't even reach the golden pocket before the sell-off. Should you sell your VeChain for XRP? I wouldn't personally. I think VeChain is going to do something like this again. Okay, it basically matched its all-time high. It reached 28 cents. If I'm not mistaken, though, I'm pretty sure this thing was like 20 cents at the peak of the last bull run. Pretty sure. Regardless, all-time high is 28 cents. Is 1.9 cents right now. So we're talking over a 20x back up to those highs. I think you'll at least get a 10x out of VeChain, especially if you can get it down here at 10 cents. Or, sorry, 1 cent, not 10 cents. Would be even better if we saw it below a penny. But let's kind of take what we can get. Anywhere between, 1 cent is your level. 1.08 cents. Should you sell it into XRP? I wouldn't personally, no. I would hold both. Is there a chance that XRP outperforms when they win their lawsuit? Yes, of course. But that doesn't mean VeChain can't pump another 20x. But what if XRP, for whatever reason, ends up getting crushed and they lose for whatever reason? So it would be a big gamble if you move your VeChain into XRP because they're in a lawsuit. Yes, we all think they're going to win the lawsuit. But what if for whatever reason they don't win? Then you just moved capital, working capital, that was in a pretty solid investment into something more speculative, and you potentially lost that capital. So the safe thing to do would be to leave it in vet. And XRP in the middle of its range over here. If we look at this, in an interesting spot right here at 40 cents. Certainly a decent level in terms of where it's been in the past as well. March 2020, this thing spent a lot of time between 15 and 20 cents. You know, now we're at double that value. But yeah, I think XRP is going to win, but it's not a guarantee. Sniff, someone named... All right, Sniff. Can't say that in the live stream. Investments. Oh, great. He answers the third part of the question but misses the first two parts. I'm going to make a series of videos myself, and I'll show you all their actors. I mean, listen, you don't need to make a video for us investments. It's pretty clear. You know, BitBoy, the reason I don't like him personally is because in 2020, he made a lot of videos that he was paid for about these random altcoins. I don't care that he made the videos and that he got paid for it. The thing that annoys me is that he deleted them, right? I don't delete any of my videos. They're all there. You go watch them. I don't care. I've been wrong about a lot of stuff. It's all up there. But the fact that when you delete it, like that kind of crosses a line for me. So that's why, you know, you don't need to make a video about it. Like, it's obvious investments. But yeah, I agree with you, man. I don't like him either. Spaceboy and Kitty with us today. Big shout out to Spaceboy and Kitty from Brisbane, Australia, catching the last part of the stream with us today. We've already been going for an hour and 44 minutes. Bit of a long one today. What do I think about Cardano? I wouldn't be buying it now. I think there's, again, this chart, this is a weekly chart. Daily is going to look, you know, even worse. Yeah, this thing looks horrible. Just losing support after support after support after support. So we were in this range, we break down, we retest, double top, slam down. Again, we're consolidating. We have a trendline support forming, lose it. So it's just dismal looking. Expect this to trend down towards 22 cents, which is the bottom of this green zone. And you would hope for some kind of basing bottoming to form there. But my thoughts on ADA are I would not be a new buyer. I would rather buy something else with my capital. Amsterdam, go to my website, cryptoempireco.io, for all the Black Friday deals. Rigoberto, if you have time, Life Crypto, please. Never heard of it. Life Crypto with a market cap of $2 million. Not sure where you found this one, Rigoberto. Curious to know why you're interested in it. Creating a non-custodial wallet. All right, so of course, with the MetaMask thing happening right now, for anybody who's unaware, MetaMask is now tracking your IP address and all of your cookies and your device. It's all bypassed if you use a VPN. I mean, who doesn't use a VPN this day and age? If you want to be safe browsing the internet, you use a VPN. It's common knowledge. Right, so this is kind of piggybacking off of the new MetaMask thing. Let's look at this chart again. So it's been bullish since all this crackdown on privacy kind of started earlier a few months ago. this chart right now, I mean, it's in a good place. Reason I say it's in a good place is because what we had here was a massive descending triangle. These continuous lower highs, horizontal support, fell through. Now what do we have? We have price back up to that horizontal support. Now acting as resistance, trying to flip it back into support. So what we want to see, I wouldn't buy it now, but I would like to buy it after it breaks and then it has a nice retest. That's when I would, if I were to buy this at all, I would wait for something like that to play out. The retest doesn't happen every single time, but it's going to happen 80 to 90% of the time. You'll see a big, nice breakout and then price come and retest the level where it broke out. So trying to reclaim this major SR level, let's go ahead and label it on our chart. Like so. Trying to reclaim this, so. Yeah, pretty good looking chart actually. Has the hot narrative going for it. Privacy, non-custodial wallets, own your data. You won't have anybody spying on you on your device for using MetaMask. So it makes sense right now. Sandbox will not go to previous high. Possibly not. Remember, Sandbox totally was, it was all hype, overvalued. This thing was at $8.50. Now it really depends. This was pure speculation, this run that the Sandbox had. This was pure speculation right here, October 29th. This is when, you know, Facebook started to announce their big meta switch, which totally backfired on them. It totally wrecked their company. And this is when we saw all the metaverse tokens go to extreme overvaluations, all overpriced. $8.48. There's a chance, especially if the Sandbox ends up being kind of a flop, which I hope it isn't, but there's always a chance that it is. It really depends on the success of the Sandbox when we have that big kind of mass adoption push, that next NFT bull run that I'm very kind of sure it's going to happen again. We're going to get another massive kind of NFT metaverse boom, crypto gaming boom. So it depends on the success of the Sandbox with whether or not this thing's going to go back to the highs. It's down 93% right now. And it had an amazing run. But again, there's a ton of bag holders that want to exit. All right, think about all the suckers. Think about all the people that were buying this token up here, $2, $3. You know, they're thinking, oh, there was at $8 before. This is a great deal. Now it's at 58 cents. So a lot of people are like, damn, I got to get out of this thing, and I got to get out of it ASAP the second it goes up again in value. So I would look for something that hasn't gone through such a strong pump and then dump, because a lot of people are trapped and they want to get out. So it's just a lot of selling pressure. But if the game is actually a massive success, then that selling pressure will be overridden by new entrants, new entries into the market wanting to get in. And then we can talk about this going back to a new all-time high. But right now they're between a rock and a hard place is a good way to put where the Sandboxes are at right now. Will LRC go to $4 this year? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. It's at 24 cents. You're probably going to have to wait at least until like 2024 for that to go back up to $4 at deal. So good luck with that, my friend. I would not count on it this year. RH saying thanks for the airdrop videos, helpful from you. It means it's genuine. No problem. Glad you get value from it, RH. Like I said, I do those videos for you guys, so I'm glad you guys watch them and like them. McNaz96 saying, Connor, I was in the show notes looking for something and I noticed FTX US is listed under the exchange list. I'm only mentioning it because I figured you didn't realize it was still there. Yeah, good point, McNaz. I have not taken that out. So last year, when FTX was the hot thing, I did make a tutorial on this. We can see here, got 1.5k views. So yeah, I mean, listen, I made one video on it showing you how to use it, and I left my link. I don't even think I got any. Maybe I got like 1 or 2 signups from that affiliate link. But yeah, I got to remove that. But yeah, even with FTX, I mean, listen, I mentioned it on, it's September 3rd, 2021. I made a video on how to use it. That's like the only time I ever brought it up on my channel. And I just wanted to show you how to use an exchange in the US. So yeah, I got to remove that, but oh, I promoted FTX. I'm the problem. No, not really. It was just one kind of tutorial video trying to show people how to use it. But yeah, I got to remove that. Thanks for bringing it to my attention, McNez. Let's see, we got Jazzy saying, what up, Connor? Good seeing you. Good to see you too, Jazzy. Do you see Glimmer hitting $10 next bull run? Appreciate you, my man. $10 would be amazing. It's 35 cents right now. Let's not forget that. $10. It was at $10 before. I still think Glimmer's a good pick. Yeah. Listen, it depends on the success of the network. But if the network is a success, then yeah, it will certainly head back up here. Problem is it has super high inflation. So you're going to need adoption to see this thing get back up to $9, $10. It's going to be tricky because there are all of these layer 2s like ZK Sync, Starknet, Arbitrum, and Optimism that are essentially in direct competition with Glimmer, even though they're layer 2s and Glimmer is a layer 1 on Polkadot. They are direct competition. So the capital is going to need to flow somewhere. It depends where the capital flows. It depends what people are using at the time. I think a few dollars is going to be a given on Glimmer. So you're at least going to have like a 10x from this, from current prices, possibly goes even lower. We'll see about that one. But $10 will totally depend on the network adoption in the future. Hey, we just got a $1.99 super chat from Sniff. Thank you, Sniff, for that super chat. Saying, can you look at Osmosis and Rebus? We certainly can. We certainly can. Let's go check out Osmo. And thank you for that super chat, Sniff. Wow, this thing's at $1 right now. Okay, pretty ugly looking chart. First thing that comes to mind. I want something with a little more data. See if we can pull this up. This goes back to October. Here we go. Gives us a little more insight on where it's been in the past. Okay, so this is people removing their money out of the Osmo liquidity pools during the bear market. That's all this is. Now if we look at this, we are in a bottoming range, which is good to see. The low of this range is 71 cents. High of the range up here to $1.50, $1.53. Can move this up slightly. And we are currently at the middle of the range, just underneath the mid-range. Around here. Okay, so from this point, we want to see this level at $1 hold. It is holding right now, but if it doesn't, one demand zone here, and then we have the range low at 75 cents. So these are your two kind of levels to be watching out for Osmo if you're looking for buying levels. Right here. But this thing is bottom in a basing bottom pattern. It's been sideways here for, let's take it from back here, 200 days. Okay, over 6 months it's been in this tight narrow range. So Osmosis is one of the most bullish projects in the Cosmos ecosystem. But basically their yield started to drop off and the bear market happened, so this token price got crushed as well. Long-term value, it's in the range right now. We just got a 199 super chat from Mr. Sellers Homes. Big shout out to Mr. Sellers Homes for that 199 super chat. Thank you for your support. So yeah, Osmosis here mid-range, holding support. If it loses, we know where it's going to go, 90 cents or 75 cents. But we're in a 6-month sideways choppy range. What more needs to be said? When it starts retaking some resistance levels and flipping them into support, we can get excited. But right now, all it's doing is losing support levels that it's testing. So it's pretty bearish, and 90 cents to 75 cents is next. Now with Rebus, looks like it's only listed. We just got another 199 super chat from Sniff saying thank you. No problem, Sniff. My pleasure, my friend. So let's go to osmosis.zone. See if they added charting features to this. Take a look at this real quick. Let me grab my Kepler wallet info. Give me one moment. Mr. Sellers Home saying, when 10K BTC? Let's ask the magic conch shell and see what answer it gives. We don't know. But if I have to say end of the year, maybe we get 12K. Now until the end of the year. So Sniff, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to pull up a chart on Rebus, my friend. Let's check out the stats tab. It's on the frontier. Got it. Let's see. still takes me to the same website in terms of stats. Should be here. I don't know why they're not showing it here. Sniff. Not sure what we can do. Let's just look at this CoinGecko chart. Same thing. I mean, what more needs to be said? Let's pull this up so we can draw on it. Downtrend. Basing. Very similar to what's happening with osmosis. Sideways bottoming. This is forming a bottom. Looks like it at least. So again, we want to see some resistance levels get taken out. See if I can draw a straight line. Something like around here. But yeah, this thing looks flat and sideways towards the bottom. And it is down 69% from its all-time high. This is a new token, by the way, if you were wondering. So, yeah. Basing sideways, not a lot happening. Hope it answers your question, though, Sniff. Yeah, Gala would only be spot. I would not touch leverage with Gala. Thoughts on Matic? Again, going back to this slide, it's too drawn out for me. Too many bag holders, already too high of a valuation, which is why if we're going to be talking layer 2s, if I'm going to buy a layer 2, it would be something like this, or I would be, fishing for airdrops. If you want to put in that grunt work to get them, you can look into these. But yeah, Matic, good coin. Super centralized in a way. Even more centralized than Ethereum. But I think the Indian market, Matic is an Indian team. So the Indian market is going to really utilize it because India wants decentralization. They want crypto. They have a huge, massive global economy. So if they really start to adopt crypto, they're going to be using Matic, which is super good for it. So I think it will continue to do well throughout the next cycle. It won't be the biggest gainer like it was during the past cycle, but it will still do well. How do we know if a coin is dead? The chart can certainly tell you a lot. Andres Gomez, can you have a supply and demand strategy on the 5-minute chart? Absolutely. It's literally the same as the 4-hour or the daily chart. It's the same strategy. I believe I talk about this. This is from a year ago. This is an unlisted video, only available in my Discord. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I use all time frames for supply and demand. Certainly the higher the time frame, the better. But for sure, you can use supply and demand on the 5-minute chart. Here we go. This is where I show it. See, I'm on the 5-minute chart here. Let's briefly play this and we'll watch it together real quick. I mean, you guys are watching 2 hours into the live stream. We'll do a little supply and demand lesson right now. The chart, because you know it's honestly looking like we might be able to take a short trade from an area that has confluence with the trend line, with the EMA, and with an area of support and resistance, like this price action over here. This is undoubtedly a level of supply up here. So we'll mark that on the chart. Okay, so we'll see how price does react, but honestly, I would expect a turnaround here at like the 29.70, 29.77. These wicks do go down to 29.52, but 29.77, 29.90 is the opposing resistance where you would go ahead and take profit on this long trade if you do go long down here in the demand zone. All right, for our next example, let's take a look at Chili's. Chili's is having a green day. All right, yeah, so you can certainly use supply and demand on a 5-minute chart to answer your question. Moby Sage saying, this is an epic live stream, Connor. Thank you. I'll be looking out for the OP round 2 airdrop video. Shout out to you, Moby. Glad that you're enjoying the live stream. Do you like Juno as a layer 2 for 2024, 2025? I like Juno as a layer 1, Moby. Juno is a layer 1 network on Cosmos. And yes, I do think it will be one of the main networks on Cosmos and the Cosmos universe, the interweb of blockchains. Down bad like all the other altcoins on the market, but doesn't mean it won't recover. Can I look at farm? Certainly can. Let's take a look at farm. This is one of the OG DeFi tokens. Yield farming. Back when people still did yield farming. Then we all learned that we were actually the yield. So farm on the daily. Nice range forming. Swept the lows recently on that FTX collapse. Quickly reclaimed that range. Okay, so we got a nice $20 spread between high and low. And if you look at where current price is, this wick acting as resistance. We just got a $4.99 super chat from Dre saying 2-hour live is how the Emperor does. Smash it up, fam. Appreciate you, Dre. Smash up that like button, guys, if you're just tuning in right now to the live stream. But thank you for that $4.99 super chat from our man all day, Dre, with us during the entire live stream. What an absolute legend. Big shout out to Dre. So farm struggling to get back above this wick from the 13th of May. Really struggling. See, we got some pokes above, but every time sellers just push it right back down. So this looks like it wants to get back above, right? This is the low on the chart. If we were to classify this with supply and demand, this would be demand down here, and this would be supply up here. So we're in wholesale price levels, right? Let's do a little, make it easy for everybody to understand. These are wholesale prices, and up here are retail prices. Okay. So we want to sell at the retail price levels. I wouldn't touch this thing. It's got a market cap of $21 million, kind of like a dead DeFi coin. But that doesn't mean it can't move. It obviously moves. Looking at this daily chart, it's volatile. You can only trade this spot, really. But yeah, we're in decent levels. Doesn't mean this thing can't continue to go lower, but the fact that it's been holding this range above $25 so well for, again, 6 months. We can pull a date and time measurement, and this has been happening for 199, 200 days. Over 6 months, it's been sideways. It has not lost its base support like a lot of other coins have. Cardano, Solana, all lost the bottom of their previous ranges and went to new lows. This has not. So this is stronger than a lot of what else is out there on the market, which is why I'm saying now is a good demand zone to buy. McNaz saying he really appreciates the airdrop videos himself. Good to hear that, McNaz. And we just got a $4.99 super chat from McNaz as well. Big shout out to McNaz96. Really appreciate your support, my friend. Thank you for that super chat. Sticking with me for 2 hours this live stream. And now you're giving me a super chat. You are too kind, McNaz. Same with you, Dre. Same with you, Sniff. And same with you, Mr. Sellers Home. Supporting the channel over here. We got Dr. Niraj Moore with us. What's going on, Dr. Niraj Moore? He's a regular Sunday Crypto Empire live stream viewer. He's saying, hi, Connor. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. I hope you're doing well, too, Dr. Niraj Moore. He says, need a quick update on ADA. Will ADA reach 35 cents next week, or will it drop to 27 cents? So ADA does not look too hot currently. Does not look good at all. Notice, this is a 4-hour chart. We have a horizontal resistance at 35 cents, which is what Dr. Niraj Moore is asking. And we also were forming this upsloping base support trend line. We lost the trend line. Okay, now we're consolidating. Look for a move to retest this line. And where is it going to go when it retests? We always want to look to the left. And 33 cents does look likely. And it depends what happens here at 33. If I had to guess, my guess would be it gets up here to 33, retests the trend line and this support, gets rejected, and then goes down to 27, like you said. So the probability of 35 cents is not high. If I was a betting man, I would say no, it's not going to get up here. To answer your question, Dr. Niraj Moore. Quick reminder, guys, we have a lot of people asking about the Black Friday sale in the live chat. This is live until Tuesday at midnight, right after Cyber Monday ends. Right, so you have until 11:59 p.m. Monday, November 28th, which is tomorrow. So just over 24 hours left. Get it while it's hot. You won't see a deal like this again. Dr. Niraj Moore says, thank you, my pleasure, no problem. Moby Sage saying, you have no idea how thankful I am for your Sunday live streams. It gets me through an afternoon of work and prepares me to make gains in the future. Moby Sage, thank you for those very kind and warming words. I hope that you're having a very good day at work right now, getting through the workday on a Sunday. Shout out to you for being here every single Sunday for over a year. I'm pretty sure you've been watching my streams, Moby. So, really appreciate your continued support here on the channel. Very grateful to have you in the community. And I enjoy doing these streams, and I know you guys enjoy watching them. So it's a win-win for everybody, simply put. But with that being said, guys, it is time to wrap up this Sunday live stream. All good things must come to an end eventually. Unfortunately, that's just how the universe works. So we're going to wrap this one up right now. Sniff saying, Fidelity is giving people $150 just to sign up and deposit $50 into their stock trading platform. Sounds like they're desperate to get people to use their platform. I wouldn't do that. Delios, can you please look into Ethereum CPH? Last one of the live stream, then we're going to wrap it up. Another low cap request from our audience today. This one has a market cap of $11.6 million. Okay, so this was definitely classified as a low cap, listed on MEXC. Poke a cipher. This isn't it. what we have to do is go to mexc.com. We'll be able to look at it using their integration. CPH. You guys should be able to see that. My screen is ultra wide screen, so it's totally blown up, so I can't do that actually. We gotta use this. Okay. So if we look at this on a weekly price chart, it has been pretty much dead since September of 2021. It was at 17 cents. Then it's now at 2 cents. Down 95%, I'm going to guess, from its all-time high. 83%, okay. Not bad. This data is wrong, though, according to MEXC. We have a bit of a discrepancy, incongruency with our prices here. Because on MEXC, this thing is telling me it's been as high as $1, but on CoinGecko, it says it's high as 13 cents. So definitely some incongruencies happening here. Incongruencies are definitely a red flag. I don't know what the heck happened. But more recently, this looks like a pretty big, let's draw on this chart a little bit. This MEXC chart is the worst. What the heck is this? Can't even use this. Here we go. Okay, now we have a nice little TradingView interactive chart, making my life a bit easier. Okay, so what do we have here, guys? We have a bullish pennant. Reason why I say it's bullish is because we were in a sideways uptrend. Let's measure this. Pull up out a date and time range. That's just so annoying on this MEXC chart. Date range. Here we go. This was sideways for 5 months. Right, 163 days, just over 5 months of time of nothing, complete radio silence. Then it starts to come alive again by pumping. Lord. All right, we got to do this. Came alive and it pumped 300%. Quick little 4x. Yeah, this is, I mean, super low liquidity, micro cap, crazy high risk, but it looks like it's coming back from the dead. Notice. One moment. Notice the volume. Notice the spike right when price spiked. Now notice the drop off. Okay, notice the drop off. Volume is during this consolidation. What I expect, just looking at this chart objectively, is a continuation out. Something like that. Take it up to 6 cents, currently 2 cents. So yeah, watch out for this low cap little play here. Never heard of the coin in my life, but what the technicals are telling me by just looking at the chart is it wants to go to 6 cents, currently at 2 cents. So do with that information what you will. Not financial advice, but bullish looking chart there. Let's see. Dr. Niraj Moore saying, we love Connor in the stream. It's simple and quite informative. Always here to support. Thank you for that, Dr. Niraj Moore. Hi, happy to see you live for once. I usually only see your recorded shows. Appreciate your unbiased and great TA. Thank you, Hayo. I really appreciate those kind words. Guys, it's time to wrap up this live stream. Delio saying it's a Fed coin. Got it. Okay, which would make sense on why it looks bullish right now, because the Feds want to get their piece of the pie too. Anyways, guys, time to wrap up the stream. Thank you all for being here, watching the entire show. Again, Black Friday sale expires tomorrow, Monday, November 28th at 11:59 p.m. Right, at 12 a.m. EST on 11/29. Tuesday, it will be over. So, I mean, you get 60 to 70% off. Best deal ever. Best deal I've ever done. Get it while it's still here. It's not going to be available again. Also, join my Telegram group, right? Join the Telegram group, guys. Currently have 1,071 members. Let's get this up to 2,000 members. Join the Telegram group. I will be posting more stuff other than just kind of videos in here going forward, some more charts, etc. So join my Telegram group. The link is down in the description below. And with that being said, if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel right now. If this is your first time at Crypto Empire, we do the stream every single Sunday, as well as regular content throughout the week. And I'm active every single day in my Discord. So if you really want a daily play-by-play outlook on crypto with me, you need to join my premium Discord group. But time for me to go. Hope you all have an amazing rest of your weekend. We got December coming up. End of the year is coming up. Still think the market is going to go lower from here. We still haven't seen the full collateral damage from the FTX collapse. I still think that the stock market has lower to go too. So a lot to look forward to here. A lot of more deals in crypto in terms of altcoin prices, Bitcoin, Ethereum prices. Have some patience. We're still, a year and a half away from the next Bitcoin halving cycle. So be realistic about your expectations right now. Don't invest money that you can't afford to lose. But if you have spare capital, I think that the cryptocurrency market is an excellent place to put it over the next few years to see some massive growth and really grow your wealth. That's my plan. That's what I'm doing. And I'll show you guys how I'm doing it right here at Crypto Empire, where we dominate the market. Thank you all for being here.